rent versus buy. So somebody asked me a question, right? And they asked me this question. He goes, should I buy or should I rent? And I thought to myself, what a dumb question this is. Should I buy or should I rent? It's a common sense. But I thought of it a little deeper, and I thought to myself that that this question is legitimate. It's really a good question, right? Depending on the person that was asking. So if you ask me this question, should you buy or should you rent? Here's my answer to you, right? It really depends on where you at in life or what kind of person you are. If you are somebody that do not own a home and you currently are renting, and you want to get into home ownership, right? And you're paying rent, then yes, then it's no brainer. Like, you should buy a house. You should buy a property that would earn you an equity later on down the road, right? But if you're a savvy investors, right? Then sometimes there's a strategy called that you should rent for you to capitalize on taxations. They are doing this because they want to get away with taxes, right? Some of the savvy investors, what they do is they would buy a property, right, and build a portfolio, and instead of them owning a property on themselves, they would rent a property, maybe one of their a property that they would rent for them to not have to pay your heat, your taxes, your liabilities of owning a property, and they can expense it out, because if you are renting a property, then you obviously expense out your rent, right? And in the theory, you're only doing this if you're really a savvy investors, if you accumulated your portfolios that like you want to get away with taxes. There's a investors strategy that are available for those type of people, right? Investors. So for an average Joe like you and I, it's no brainer. You should not waste your money on rent. You should own a property so that you can get into your first a property, build on your equity, and then you buy your second one, and then you buy your third one. And then when you become sophisticated, you call yourself sophisticated investors, then you can do that strategy where you rent a property depending on what your lifestyle is, right? That you would rent in order for you to get away with what you call taxation, and you're only doing it for the purpose of taxation, or you're to reducing your liability, right? There was a saying that you should retire poor and have a lot of portfolios, and the reason being is that once again, because you don't want to pay more taxes later on down the road. And that's the beauty about in this country, that it allows you to do just like that. As you know, the saying in stock market, inside information is illegal. In real estate, inside information is power. So make sure you subscribe that button for you to get that inside information in real estate. Salute.